You should get up. You should get up. Get up, get up. Because we're going to be up and at 'em. Marching. Bringing the knees up. Welcome, everyone. Ageless Balance. I am Ron. We are going to start out with balance. We're going to end with balance. It's a balance day, for what it is. Back in the day. All right. Tap. Shoulders around. Lift that foot up. Bring the shoulders around nice and slow. Find your balance. So I found my balance earlier. You need to find it too. Foot flat on the floor. Ball the foot to the heel. Inside to out. Toes gripping. Keeping your balance. Today's word is balance. And up. Secret word. Roll the shoulder blades back. Around and around. Nice and easy. We're going to start out simple here. And up. Out wide. Bringing that foot up. Single leg balance just for a count. Up. Up. Don't push off too hard. And roll yourself off to the side like I just did. Pick it up. Find that pressure that's just right so that you can bring that other foot up. A little bend in the knee. Doesn't have to be up very high. You can just bring it up off the floor is all you need to do. Just so you're on that single leg. And back. Whoa. One more time. Over and back. All right. Out wide, in narrow. Out and in. Take your time on this. Pick the foot up. Toes are pointing forward, in and out. So as you pick it up, pointing out and back in. That toe is always right straight out in front. Knees right straight out in front. Always keeping your alignment. Out and in. If you want to go a little faster, that's up to you. But if you do, let's do this on the balls of the feet if you can. Bringing the heels up and keep them up as much as possible. In, out, in. It's that agility thing we work on, being able to move side to side quickly and not fall. Up, out, and in, out, and in. Here you go. Now you can pick it up a little bit if you want. If you can, bringing out and in, a little bounce in there. Doesn't have to be real wide, just out and in. Just so you feel like you're getting a little wider than when you're in narrow. Out, in, out, in. All right. That was fun. I like that. That is fun. All right. Alternating. Back lunge and up. Step it back and up. When you put that foot back, ball the foot and then push back up again using that front leg to hold you up, using the hamstrings, the glutes of that front leg. Drive up, back, and up, not falling over. See if you can get down just a little bit deeper with that and back up. So step that foot back, coming right straight down. Knee stays over the ankle on the front leg. Push up through that front leg, coming back. As you get lower, you're getting a stretch in that back leg, but you're also working that front, those hamstrings and glutes just a little bit harder to lift you up and push up. Find your balance on that too. Take your time. It is not how fast can you go. And up, back, and up. Forward lunges. Same thing. Pick it up, except step forward, heel first to the ball of the foot. Raise the toe up, and then bring the foot back. Out and in. The important piece here is that rear leg, is that you are coming out, lifting through that back leg, and then bring the front leg in, out and in. Again, a little lower if you can. Pushing up with that back leg, down. Weight shift back into the heel, down and up. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Get used to that. Always have that opposite arm and opposite leg going. It gives you, that arm gives you balance. It also gives you endurance. You can use the upper body to supplement the lower body so you can get more distance when you go for a walk or a run or whatever you go for. Out and back. All right, here we go. Here we go now. Front. Take a step forward and then take a step back. Feet out wide, feet in the middle, and then step back and step up. So take your time with this. Forward, get a feel for this. Back to the middle, out to the outsides, in, back, and up. One more time. Forward, back, side, back in, back, and up. All right. If you can, little bounce forward, bounce back, out, in, step back, step up. So if you get just a little bit of a hop in there, a little bit of a skip, out, out, in, back, and up. Forward to the middle. If you can't, just keep doing the steps. You can speed them up a little bit. Step up, step back, out, out, in, back, and up. So you can do that too. Or if you can, bounce, working on that agility. Out, in, back, and up. One more time. Forward, middle, outside, inside, and back. Excuse me. All right. Leg across the front in a toe tap, picking that foot up and bring it back. Lift it up, get it over that other foot. So don't go around the outside of it. You're not going out and around. You're going over the top of that foot, tap the toe, and bring it back again. Up and over, balance on that single leg. Don't turn the hips. This isn't looking out to the side. This is keeping the hips forward, lifting that leg, stepping out, and bringing it back. Feel the hips open up just a little bit. Get a little stretch through them. We're using the inner thighs to pull that leg across, outer to bring it back, out and back, out and back. Nice easy toe tap and back. So don't put that foot all the way down flat unless you need it for balance. Otherwise, try to take and just tap the toe and bring it back. Over and back, step and bring it back. Same thing in a skater. Back behind and around. Pick the foot up, reach behind. A little bit of a balance thing after you went forward. Bring that leg backward. Takes just a minute for the brain to figure it out. Or in my case, 5 minutes for my brain to figure it out. It doesn't adjust well. And up, back. It's not the fastest thing. Up and around, back and up, back and up. All right, 2 together, out and in, going forward, and then going back, around, and other side. So it's leg up, tap going forward, other side going forward, bring him back in a skater, bring that leg around, and the other side. Whoa, keep the knee over the ankle. Over, over, back and around, other side. Forward, forward, back, and tap. So take your time with this. You really want to concentrate on not falling, given, but you also want to concentrate on getting that foot up and over and not turning the hips. So don't turn around and turn around. Pick that foot up, lift it, and back. That's what causes the work through the hips, through the quads. As you're doing this, glutes have to work around, forward, forward, back, and back. One more time, because this is fun. That's why we're doing it. We're not doing it because it's help. We are doing it because it's helpful. We're also doing it because it's fun. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Next, squat. Butt back, knees forward just a little bit over the laces of the shoes. Don't go down very far. Concentrate on keeping the shoulder blades back, not letting the torso land on the thighs. So stay up, butt back, roll the hips, and come up. If you roll at the hips right here, you land on top of the thighs. Oh, nice and easy, isn't it? But that's not what we want. We want the hips to be underneath and then drive up, working the quadriceps. That's where the big muscles are. Glutes and quads. Down. Roll the hips underneath, push up. Feet are flat on the floor. Toes clutching. clawing and up, like those back scratchers you get with the on the handles. Oh, those are so wonderful. All right, one more time. Down, roll the hips and up. 2 counts. We're going to go down, pulse up part of the way, back down, roll the hips, and then come up. You're going to feel a whole lot more work in those quadriceps when you do this. As you stay down, those muscles are contracted up a little bit. They're working back down, but they're always staying under tension until you come back up again. So it's down, chest is up, torso is not on the thighs. Up, down, and up, shoulder blades are back. One more time. Tell you what, let's do 3 this time. So we go up, down, roll the hips, push up. One more time, 3 count. Take it down, get down there, and it's 1 and down, 2 and 3. All right, my quadriceps really feel that, which is good. Stepping back. Just step back. You don't have to go into a big lunge and all of this other stuff. Just step back, weight shift, and up, back, and up. So this time, as you're doing this, start getting into a hip hinge and back up. So taking foot back, pushing the butt back, knees over the ankle on that front leg, and then step up, down, and up. So you can have forward lean, back stays straight. You're still in that neutral position, knees over the ankle, down and up, down and up. We're going to warm up the arms at the same time. So reach forward and bring it back. Other side, step back, hip hinge, reaching out and back, out and out. Let's add to that. As you bring that foot back in, bring the shoulder blades back, squeeze them together, and then step back. Same time, hip hinge, bringing the arms forward. Bring that foot back to the middle as you roll the shoulder blades back. Other side, out. Chest out. Knee over the ankle, feet parallel, reaching out. Shoulder blades are back. You want that neutral spine. Straight line from the back of the head all the way to the tailbone. Out and back. Squeeze it. And back. Up a more. One more. Up. And we're good. Got the shoulders a little bit there. Side to side. Just step out. Step back. Concentrate on picking that foot up. Out to the outside. Tap the toe. Back up. In and down. Up. Out. So this really doesn't do a whole lot if you just take the weight side. I mean, it helps. You're still getting used to that side-to-side movement, but try to use the muscles a little more in the core to keep your body upright over that stationary leg. That's where your stability is. Out and in, out and back in. This time as you step out, go down into just a little bit of a squat, just a little shallow squat. Roll the hips, push up through that foot to standing. Other side, up and out. As the foot comes down, so does the torso. Back up in the middle. Up, out, and back. Out, back, and in. Out. See if you can go slow. Slow is the key here. The slower you can go, the more those muscles are having to work. The longer that stationary leg has to stay there. Foot stays flat on the floor. Muscles have to strengthen up to hold that foot flat, to keep it right where it is. Up, out, and back in. All right. So feet this wide apart, this wide. Shoulder, roughly shoulder. Up, single leg, whoa, and back. Push up just a little bit and back down. Easy move. Not that it's an easy move. Take it easy. Don't lift that foot up so high. Bring it up, hold, and back. Weight shifting. You're weight shifting over that stationary leg. That's where your balance is. That's where your stability is. There's right straight down. Stacking those joints, stacking the torso right over the stationary leg. Always keep a little bend in that knee on both knees at all times. So don't go too fast with this. Take your time. Up and hold. And back. Over. Whoa. And back. Shake that out. My legs are getting tired. We're going to step forward into a hip or into a stagger step. So reach out, forward lunge, out, arms forward. We're going to take and do a figure 8 out there. So it's out. We're going to roll the shoulders. Don't turn the torso. Shoulders come across the body, up, down, and around on the other side. Hands go across, not the torso turning, and then bring it back in. Other leg forward, same thing. Step forward, hands in the middle, down, and around in that figure 8. Get the shoulders across. We're trying to open up the shoulders here, warm them up, get some stretch to them, arms out, up and around. Get as much movement as you can through them. And out. A couple more times. We're going to do one more each side. And around and back. Once on the left. Around. In the middle. Back. Into the center. Other side out. Arms out. And figure 8. All right. I'm going to keep moving on here. Back. And up. Back. And up. We're going to do that hip hinge we did before. Step. Bring yourself out over that front leg and bring the leg back in. Out. Bouncing on that front leg, that single leg. Bring your torso upright, which brings the butt in, which brings the leg in. And up. Back. And up. This time, as you step back, hold right here. Push off. Back down to the floor. And then bring it in. So back, single leg, back down, and forward. If that's an easy one for you, lift that leg up, leave it up, and then bring it in. Back, up, and in. But in lieu of that, just up on off the floor, single leg, just for a couple counts, and then bring it back in again. Out, up, and in. Out. Lift that back leg. Bring it in if you can. Otherwise, up. Tap the toe. Bring it up and in. Other side. Back. Hip hinge. And last one. Right here. Step back. Foot up off the floor. Tap it. And bring it back. So we've done kind of weight shifting balance in all directions. Back down into squat. Hands down, right straight down. Palms up. Get the butt out. As you come up, bring the arms up overhead, roll the shoulder blades back. Squeeze. This time as you come down, palms down if you can. Rotate the hands. Rotate the arms, pushing the hands down. And then range of motion all the way to the top. Roll the shoulder blades back. And down. If this does not work for you, go back to palms up and stay there, but you want to try to get as much stretch through the hands as possible. Keep the fingers nimble. Down and up. One more time, take it down and bring the arms up. Overhead and down on the side, rolling the shoulder blades back. One of my favorite moves right here. Stagger step, knees over the ankle on the front leg, right straight down the middle, roll the hips, using those glutes and hamstrings. Hamstrings, hamstrings, glutes, down, roll the hip, bring that heel up, straightening out the leg by contracting the muscles above it, that knee. Roll and up. Squeeze the muscles. Feel those muscles working in that back leg. Don't push through the front. If the thigh is getting tired, you're using the wrong leg. Down, around. You want everything in this back leg. Front of the thigh, back of the thigh, glutes, inner thigh. This right here is working this whole thing, stretching out those muscles in the quadriceps and the hip flexor. Bring it up Back down, working those muscles in the back chain, bringing that heel up one more time. Down, roll, and up, other side. So we're not doing anything with the upper body, just because I want you to really concentrate on just this lower body, just the split squat. This is one of the best exercises for stretch, for strength, for all of our mobility and stability. Up, back down, roll the hips. Lots of muscles involved in the lower body on this one. Take it down, roll the hip. Doesn't matter how far down you go. If you go down 2 inches, as long as you come up nice and slow, squeezing those muscles, contract all the way through the leg and up, back down and up. If you go down farther, that's great too. Make sure you're coming right straight up, right straight down. Roll the hip and come up. Don't overstretch the front of that back leg. Don't get that hip flexor overstretched. Back down, roll the hip, back leg one more time. Down and up. Shake that out. 2 more, and then we go to, we'll take a break. We're going to go down into a squat. Hands down. Roll the hips, bring the arms up overhead into a side bend. Wait till you get to the top to side bend. Don't start bending to the side as you're coming up, because then you've got this rolling the shoulders, trying to turn at the same time. It's up, arms over the top, to the side. Spine does one thing at a time, and we want it to side bend. Up, over, stretch it out. Make sure that arm is right in alignment with the ear, and back down. One more time on the other side. Roll the hip, bring it up, roll it over, and bring it back up again. Arms down. Last one. Last one. Wood chopper. Up on top and bring it down around, rolling the shoulders. Trailer leg. Heel comes up. Leg turns. The other hip doesn't. So it's just rolling. Just get used to that. Bringing that heel up, rolling out to the outside. This other foot, toe and knee are right out in front. And then as we do that, got the arms down here. We come up with that roll, stretch out crossbody, feel the stretch all the way up the back, up the ribs, arms, and then coming down. Take this foot, flatten it out, point it forward, and take that other leg, that other trailer leg, and rotate it. So down, heel on the floor, reaching up over, and flatten the foot out on that lead leg, and switch off again, up, over, reaching out long, coming back down one more time, up. So we're stretching out those muscles in the hips, through the glutes, and other side, arm up, bring it down, back leg rotates, front leg stays straight, up and across. We're protecting the back. Don't lean down into this because you're rotating already. You want to keep that back straight with the rotation, up. And if you bend at the same time, you're putting all sorts of stress on those vertebrae. Up, all the muscles in the back. Down and up, all the nerves in the back. Those are what hurt. Back up. Down one more time. Reach up overhead to the side and bring it down. Grab a drink of water. Grab your chair. We're still going to be standing, but we're going to have a chair to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. Musical interlude for the intermission. Whew. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. All right. Lower body, hips and legs, mobility, stability exercises to strengthen up all the muscles that we need to stand and to walk. Little bend in the knees, shoulder blades back, hand on the chair. This isn't about balance. This is about strength. So we're not trying to make sure we can balance. Hold on to that chair. Keep the torso upright. You want that leg to come out to the side, toe forward, and back in. Out, leading with that heel, little bend in the knee, and bring it back. After a few of these, you should start feeling it in the hip and in the glutes and in the other leg. That's usually right away. Up, squeeze. So I was letting my shoulders roll forward just a little bit, taking the work out of the hip and putting it into the front. I want to get upright so that all the muscles in the side are doing the work to pull that leg right straight out and back in. If I lean forward or bring the foot out forward, that's using these hip flexor muscles, quadriceps, big muscles. We want to use the ones on the side. Those are the ones that stabilize the hips when we walk and when we stand. Up. Little bend in that stationary leg and that knee. You stay right over the top of it. Out and back in. Don't have to go very high. If you're getting up there, if you're getting way up there, your toe's probably pointing up. Get that toe forward. Heel comes up, not very high, depending on how much stretch you have, how much strength you have. Back down, stationary leg should be tired. Uh-huh. Other side. Mine is. Standing upright we are. A little bend in the knees. Shoulder blades are back. Get your neutral posture first. Feet side by side and start bringing that leg out. Toe forward. Back in. Little bend in the knee and the stationary leg. I locked mine out. That's why I'm stressing that. I'm reminding me. Up and back down. And back. Up. So that's one of the things I found is I have this tendency, if I let that hip roll out to the outside, that makes this so much easier. If I roll that hip in, keeping that straight line all the way up, and then lifting that leg out to the side, it's a whole lot harder, especially in this leg. And back in. This really works the glutes on the stationary side and in, and that is where I am weak. Up, hold, and it is causing me all sorts of hip issues. Up, I really need to strengthen those glutes up. Outside of the hip, up, weights in the ball of the foot to the heel, toes are gripping the floor. It's gripping. It's like a horror novel. And up, hold, and back in. Okay. All right. Let's give them a total break here. We're going to use the hamstrings, back of the thighs, hands on the chair, shoulder blades are back, knee pointed towards the floor as you bring that heel up. Quadriceps are going to stretch on this one. Back down. Set it down. Set it down for a second. And again, up. Concentrate on the legs being right side by side, knee pointed down. Get that heel up as high as you can. Give it one last squeeze and then back down. If you can do this without the toe touching the floor, fantastic. Up. If you need to touch the floor because the leg is tired, do it. Back up. Challenge yourself. Maybe every other one, you keep the foot up off the floor, and then the one in between you put down on the floor. Whatever works for you, but just try to challenge yourself a little bit. Up. Again, this isn't a balance exercise. This is a strength exercise for those muscles in the back of the thigh. Hamstrings. Hamstrings, they're called. Hamstring is the secret word today. Up. And back down one more time. Up. And back down. Other leg. So that stationary leg, again, keeping the hips straight. You're working the muscles on both sides. Glutes all the way into the abductors on the outside of the hip. So here we go. Up. And back down. I just like to put it down the first time, just make sure that I've got my form right. Shoulder blades are still back, still in my neutral position. Up and back down, because the first ones of these, I have this tendency to kind of lean forward. I really have to concentrate on keeping the shoulder blades back, keeping that neutral position. Little bend in the knee on that stationary leg. Up, get it to the top, give it one last squeeze, and back down. Bring it up. Down nice and slow. Up with that heel. And back down one more time. Straight up. And back down. We're going to give the upper leg, knee up, a break. Heel up, we're going to do, working the calf muscles back here, back of the lower leg. Keeping a little bend in the knee. Hang on to the chair. Roll forward. So you want to push right straight up through the balls of the feet with the ball of the foot flat on the floor and heel back down again. So feet flat on the floor, bring the heels up. Feel the muscles working in the back of the lower leg. Those calf muscles, they are necessary to lift the heel up when you walk. Up, hip flexors lift the leg up. Calf muscles lift the heel up. And back down. Take your time with it. Underneath, come right straight up. Keep a bend in the knees. Keep the feet flat on the floor. Stay up there. Get as high as you can, feeling those muscles cramp up just a little bit. They don't cramp up. They just, you can feel them really activate to the point where they're about to cramp up. And, but not quite. Back down. Roll it up. Hold up there. Make sure the feet are flat on the floor. Balls of the feet. And back down. One more time. One more, because those are important muscles. We want to make sure we get them. Hold on the upside. We want to get those muscles to really feel them working. And back down. Again, let's stretch those calf muscles out by bringing the toes up. Shoulder blades are back. Toes come up. This is not pushing the butt out. This is keeping the shoulders back, keeping your neutral position, little bend in the knees, and toes come up. If you lock the knees out, the toes come up higher. Doesn't matter. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking to work these muscles in the front. This is the part that lifts the front of the foot up. Those toes, that ball of the foot, so that as you walk, you are not dragging the foot on the ground. Those calf muscles or those shin muscles need to be strong to lift the foot up, especially going up curbs, upstairs, up things where you have to step up, those kinds of things, up and back down. Feel those muscles. This is not a big move. Toes don't come up very high. What I've read is that 30 degrees is pretty much max on being able to get that toe up front, and that's max. And back down. But you do need to, you lose that ability to pick that toe up, to get the stretch through the calf muscles, to get that strength in the shin, to lift that toe up. And that's when we start tripping on stairs as we go up, or tripping on curbs as we try to lift our leg up. Because we get the leg up, but then we can't get the toe up. One more time. Up. Little bend in the knees. Hold. And back down. We work the shins, we work the calves, we work the hamstrings. Right here, these things, abductors, hip muscles. We are going to work muscles in the front of the thigh. Up, hold, and back down. This one, really concentrate on keeping those hips straight as you do that. It's really easy to let that hip drop out as you lift that leg up. Keep it in a straight line, a lot harder. And back down. A lot more effective. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say it's harder. It's more effective. And back down. Up nice and slow. Doesn't have to come up very high. This isn't about, can I get my knee up to my nose? It's just about getting that leg up, keeping the shoulder blades back. Muscles are working here, those hip flexors to lift the leg. And back down. Again, in walking, this is the one that lifts the leg. Falls prevention is being able to be mobile without being afraid of falling. They say that falls prevention is being able to be mobile and navigate around obstacles. So stairs or things on the ground. Acorns. That's one I always think of. Acorns. To me, as important as being able to lift that leg so you can walk on grass, so you can walk on uneven surfaces and gravel and not be afraid. Lift it up. Feel that muscles work, the muscles working, upper half of the thigh, and right in the front of the hip. One more time, up, hold, and back down. Other side. Keep the hips straight. Don't let it fall out to the outside. Right there. And up. We've gone to the other leg. And back down. Bring it up. Hold it. So the first couple, this is easy. Nothing to this. After a while, you should start feeling those muscles start to tire out. Fatigue they do. Up. Hips stay straight. If you're not feeling it across the front of the leg, you're probably letting the hip drop out. Bring it up. Toes right straight forward, knee and toe right in front of you. Hip, shoulder, knees and toes, all in alignment. Back down. Stationary leg, little bend in the knee. And back down one more time. Bring it up. And back down. Back over to the other leg, working the thigh specifically. Out and in. Again, watch that hip. Real easy to drop out. It is for me because I'm weak there. Out and in. Little bend in that stationary leg in the knee. Don't forget that. It's really easy to lock that out. Weights from the ball of the foot to the heels. Heel, out. Unless you have two heels on one foot. Out. Then it's heels. And back. Out. Thigh muscle. Hold it out there. Tighten up that muscle. Feel it working. And back down, keeping your neutral posture. Two more times. Out. And back in. One more. Bring it back. Other side. Other side. Bring that leg up. Find your neutral position. Hips in alignment. Shoulder blades back. Little bend in that stationary leg in the knee. And out. Squeeze the muscle in the front of the leg. Front of the thigh and back in. Out. And in. Take your time with that. So by keeping us up using the chair instead of doing the seated, should have said this in the beginning. You can do this seated. Thing is, we're working the core a whole lot more to keep ourselves upright, using these obliques to pull us so that we're straight, using the quad or the glutes to hold the hips straight, the abductor muscles on the outside of the hips, out, squeeze. So a ton more muscle, out, a lot more muscle, not an actual ton, out, and back in. My legs are tired. Let's sit down. All of those exercises are great exercises to do every other day. Those ones we did at the end there around the chair. Use a table, use a chair, use a countertop to do those exercises. You're really concentrating on that lower body. It involves the core automatically. So you really, as much as you can do those exercises, no more than every other day. But, every time you think about it, just do a couple. They call it snacking. You do a couple of them at a time. Just do the sides, and then later on in the day, you can lift the legs, whatever. Just try to keep those muscles strong. All right, feet apart, toes out at a 45-degree angle, knees out at a 45-degree angle, hands right there on the thighs, keeping the shoulder blades back. We're doing a hip hinge here. Shoulders stay back, head stays up. Deep breath in, exhale, let yourself drop just a little bit more. Oh, that feels so good in the lower back. A couple more times. Deep breath in, exhale. Make sure the knees stay apart. Don't let them cave in. Again, we're not doing the work. If the knees cave in, it makes everything easier. We're not using the muscles we need to use. We're not stretching them. And bring it back up. Excuse me. Down again, arms in front. And roll the shoulders down towards the floor. You're looking straight down at the floor, but don't let the chin come down to the chest. You want to keep the head above the heart. Stretch on the inner thighs, lower back, all the way up through the shoulders. And use the hands, bring them up on the thighs, push yourself back up again. And you're there. Roll the shoulder blades back, fingers intertwined, palms to the ceiling. Palms up. Roll the shoulder blades back. Do a side bend. Roll it on over. Use that top hand to bring you back up, down on the other side. Same thing. Reach. And back up again. Grab onto the right shin and bring it up as tight as you can using the hand only. Shoulder blades are back, chest is out. Exaggerate that movement. And back down. What you're trying to do is get as much stretch as you can through the hamstrings. Excuse me. And back down again. Left foot out front. Little bend in the knee. Shoulder blades are back. You're pointing right towards that foot and bring the toe back as far as you can. Stretch the calf muscles. Roll the shoulder blades back, coming into a hip hinge forward. Keep the toe back. Move the leg as you need to. Lengthen it out, shorten it up so that you only feel it in the back of the calf, in the calf muscle, back of the lower leg, below the knee to the heel or to the ankle. Great stretch. We work these muscles hard, so we want to make sure we get them stretched out. And then relax the toe. Again, right straight down towards that toe. Shoulders are square to the floor. You're looking for that stretch in the back of the thigh, those hamstring muscles. Move that leg around. Shoulder blades back a little more if you need to. Turn a little bit so that you're square to the floor. Find that muscle back there. If you keep looking, you will find those muscles, those hamstrings. And back up. Other side, same thing. Little bend in the knee, toe back as far as you can get it. Roll the shoulder blades back and go into that stretch. Little hip hinge. So I had to lengthen out the knee. I had too much bend in it. I wasn't getting any stretch back behind in the back of the shin. Those calf muscles. Deep breath. See if you can fall into it just a little bit more. Use the hands, push yourself back up again. Relax the toe, relax the knee. Don't let it drop out. You still want a little bend in that knee. And bring the shoulders forward. Deep breath in. And my, excuse me, I had my toe up too high. I didn't have the leg lengthened out quite enough. You just got to keep looking, and every day is different. It's never the same. And back up again. Underneath, couple deep breaths. Bring the arms up overhead, roll the shoulder blades back. Arms come up first, shoulder blades come back, and then you can start coming out of that hip hinge. Using the upper body to help you. Deep breath in, exhale, coming back down again. And again, arms up on the sides, shoulder blades back, big opening, and then through the hips, you come up. Deep breath in through the nose, force the stomach out one more time. Hard exhale, get all the air out of the lungs, squeeze that core or that stomach into the legs, get that diaphragm up, emptying out the lungs, and back up again. Deep breath in and arms down, rolling the shoulders. Thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate it.